As we continue to work on our understanding of the nature of love, I want to talk a little bit about kindness and severity. Love involves both kindness and severity. Following is an analysis of love that is drawn from the thoughts presented by Charles G. Finney. Having already emphasized that God is love, we find that Paul admonishes his readers to behold then the kindness and severity of God, indicating that the love of God involves both kindness and severity. Love, understood as universal goodwill and motivated by one reason or ultimate end, the highest good of being in general, will express itself as kindness when appropriate and as severity when appropriate. Of course, we must take some time to get a handle on what we mean by kindness and what we mean by severity. First, it's likely that we have a tendency to consider these two words, kindness and severity, as expressing contrasting or opposing ideas. However, I would like to suggest that we think of severity in terms of what I would call severe kindness. Kindness is often associated with being gentle, but should not be limited to this idea. As well, we must be careful that we do not simply associate severity with cruelty. It's more appropriate to think of it in terms of being strict or firm in the process of working toward the highest good or in our expression of love. For example, were an older brother to mistreat a younger, the father might restrict the older boy to his room as a manifestation of kindness to the younger and love for both, as it is an effort to protect the younger and teach the older that behavior has consequences. If the mistreatment had been more aggressive, the punishment would appropriately be more severe, but still a manifestation of kindness and love. This assumes that the punishment is not simply an out-of-control emotional reaction, but a properly devised response intended to protect the younger and correct the behavior of the older. Love will be impartially gentle and kind toward all, except in those cases where either the good of the individual or of the public requires a different approach. It would serve us well to understand this principle of impartiality for a number of reasons. Treatment of a person must not be based on factors such as race, color, age, gender, etc. This is to operate from a position of racism, misogyny, misandry, or a number of other false prejudices. Our treatment of others must be based on moral and behavioral issues to which we carefully and wisely respond. In our contemporary setting, it is often the case that any negative response to someone of another race is quickly categorized as racism, ignoring or dismissing their inappropriate behavior. This is not helpful nor healthy. If we were to envision a scale that ran from kind to severe, our basic starting point should be kind, moving up the scale only as circumstances require a more severe treatment. We should also understand that there is an individual application and also a very important public concern that must be taken into consideration when seeking to manifest love. We can not only focus on the individual in question, but must consider how the choices and activities of this individual affect a broader scope of people, the public, family, friends, business, team, neighborhood, society at large. Mercy, in the name of love, shown to an individual that puts the public in harm's way, is neither wise nor loving. In other words, inappropriate kindness and patience with an unruly individual will likely result in the detriment of others, negating an effective display of love. It is a mistake to assume that love is always soft and gentle in all circumstances. Guided by a right motive and wisdom, it will be gentle or severe depending upon that which requires a particular approach to produce the highest good, all things and all people considered. Even though we might think of kindness as the rule and severity as the exception, it might not be possible to express kindness, softness, or gentleness most often in light of certain outward circumstances that prevail. All things considered, both kindness and severity are equally and necessarily attributes of love. Of this, Charles Finney states, "It is impossible that love to the whole should not manifest severity and indignation to the part which rebels against the interest of the whole." Whether one is operating in kindness or severity, the motivating factor must always be the highest good, all things considered. In other words, we are not to pursue kindness or severity in a partial manner. Kindness because we like someone, and severity because we dislike someone. Consequently, we might say that love disciplines and or punishes for the same reason it forgives. There should never be treatment that is more severe than required in an effort to arrive at the highest good. In the next video, I will provide an illustration that is designed to help these thoughts become a bit more concrete.